Yo, what's good everybody? I'm your boy Jajiro, and today I'll be talking about the leveling experience in Diablo 4 on the PTR for Season 4. It's going to be dope. And as a bonus, I'm going to throw in this cool Frozen Orb Sorc build that's going to take you well into World Tier 4 and to level 100. So first things first, let's go over our first aspect here. It's the Frozen Orbit aspect. What this does is allows Frozen Orb to pulse on location 2 times, and it deals additional damage, which is pretty sweet. There's only 2 more aspects that you're going to want. And the first one is the aspect of control. So this helps you deal additional damage to frozen enemies, which is awesome. And then we're going to go the Shatter Key passive for this build. And this increases the damage that we deal with the Shatter Key passive. And that aspect is called the Shattered aspect. I also throw in some shenanigans here, like I reduce the cooldown of our teleport, and the crackling energy it emits hits an additional 2 enemies, which is pretty dope. It's called the aspect of the Bounding Conduit. It's pretty sweet. And then I added the Ice Spike ability to 2 additional moves like Deep Freeze. So this is the aspect of the Frozen Tundra, and this allows Deep Freeze to do ice spikes, which is just additional damage essentially. And then I also added the aspect of the Frozen Wake, which makes our ice armor also ice spike. So we just got damage overall. And on the defensive side, we went the aspect of the Protector. So this creates a barrier every time we deal damage to elite enemies. And I put it on my helmet. I never leave home without it, the Juggernaut's aspect, which gives us a flat armor increase, which reduces the physical damage we take. Now, the reason I'm taking the aspect of the Protector is because we also get barrier from ice armor. This creates a barrier for us. So this really makes our Sorcerer tanky. And if we go over to the ability side as well, there's something called Protection. So using a cooldown grants 30% of your maximum life as a barrier. So this makes the Sorcerer super tanky, and I highly suggest going it. And also for the key passive, we're going to go Shatter. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Yanks. He helped me out today on the live stream. Actually, I'll link the live stream maybe somewhere up here. You guys maybe a link, or maybe I'll add the link at the end of the video. But either way, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Yanks for helping me pick between the 2 key passives, and he recommended Shatter. So Yanks, thank you very much. Again, I will include the link to that live stream so you can see me go through the process of leveling, which we'll be talking about later. So on to our enhancements now, guys. I went Firebolt as the enhancement. So I have a single point into Firebolt, and I want to give a big shout out to my boy Eric. He stopped by the live stream today and he explained to me and he educated me on the Sorcerer and how this works. So basically, any of the skills that we use with Firebolt as our enhancement will apply burning. And when we apply burning, we have a passive down here that is called Devouring Blaze. And when you deal 21% increased critical strike damage against burning enemies, if they are crowd controlled, which they will be with our Frost Orb build, this bonus is increased to 30%. So that's a huge damage multiplier. And again, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Eric. Eric, thank you so much for stopping by the live stream today and explaining that to me. And as for the gems, guys, if you can get your hand on some rubies, it increases your maximum life. So this is going to make you more tankier. The Frozen Orb Sorc build is more of a tanky build. Like it's like you have pretty much temerity. We have permanent barrier without even trying. There's so many barrier procs, especially with the aspects and the ice armor. It's pretty crazy how tanky you are. So adding rubies to the mix to increase your maximum life definitely helps out the build. As for the jewelry, guys, put whatever you think you need in terms of resistances. I just put diamonds in there because I wasn't really too worried about my resistances with seeing how tanky I was. So you could put whatever you need to fix whatever resistance you need help with. And as for the weapon, I would either put vulnerable gems, which are the emeralds, or the crowd control damage gems, which are sapphires. It's up to you. Either way, it's going to deal damage. All right, guys, let's get on to what you came for, the leveling guide. So I'm going to give you guys a brief synopsis of what I think is the best way that you'll be leveling. And keep in mind that we don't even know what the seasonal grind will be. So this is even without the seasonal grind. Today on the live stream, it took me about 6.5 hours, but I was able to get to level 59 and push into World Tier 4. So keep that in the back of your mind. That's even without the seasonal grind being mentioned. So stay tuned. All right, now I can speak more candidly. I'll definitely put edits in here, and I'll also include, I already went over the Hell Tides and what they have to offer in terms of experience, but I'll also include at the end of this video a link to that video. I basically go over the Hell Tides and everything in them. So basically what I'm going to do here for the leveling experience, so this is basically what you're going to do. You're going to be in the Hell Tides grinding. The amount of the mob density in it is so great. And also there's also objectives that you can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up this video when I get to those objectives to show you the ones that I would suggest grinding. And I'm also going to gather some cinders, enough to show you that when you open the caches in the Helltide, you get a butt ton of experience from it. So I'll be back in a little bit with more cinders. Alright guys, so in the Helltides, you collect that resource called Cinders. And one thing I wanted to say, from World Tier 2 and World Tier 3, when you open these tortured gifts, you get a butt ton of experience from them. So what you're basically going to do is you're going to be grinding crazy amounts of mobs, and then when you have enough cinders, And then when you have enough cinders, you can be able to flip it open for the chests. Now, in World Tier 2, they're all mysterious chests, which cost, I believe, 100 cinders. So what you can do is just go in World Tier 2, you know, kill all the mobs that you can, then collect the cinders, and then once the cinders are at a level, you know, once you collect enough cinders, I think you're allowed, you could potentially get about 200 every time the Hell Tide pops up, about 200 or 300, you'll be able to open all the chests. So open all the chests you can in World Tier 2. In World Tier 3, do the same thing, but there's also on the map the living steel chests and these tortured gifts of mysteries. Those reward the most amount of XP. And let's, I'm gonna go do a little quick cut here, and I'll show you how much those cost in cinders. Okay, we're coming up on the tortured gift of mystery here. Okay, so this costs 250. Not only does it reward you mats experience, not only does it reward you mats and legendary items, but it also rewards you the most amount of experience. There's also the tortured gift of living steel, which I think rewards you a little bit more. But this is what you basically want to do, guys. Whether it's World Tier 2 or World Tier 3, you want to collect your cinders. Preferably the maximum amount that you can within the Helltide run, and then you're going to want to go to these tortured gifts of mystery or the tortured gift of living steel, or even the smaller ones, and you'll be able to flip these for experience. And this is one of the fastest ways I've been leveling. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video for what it's worth. Again, I don't know what the seasonal aspect or what the seasonal grind will be, but I can only imagine that this will be one part of the chunk of your leveling experience, aside from what the seasonal grind will be. Okay, guys, another thing you want to keep your eyes open for in the Helltides is the objectives that reward Grim Favors. So as you can see, I'm 2 away from being able to go to the Tree of Whispers and hand in my Grim Favor to get more experience, but keep your eyes open for those as well. And sometimes if you get real lucky, you'll have a dungeon within it too. So this doesn't count towards any kind of Helltide experience, but you'll be able to, it's 5 Grim Favors per dungeon. So again, you're like not only doubling down, you're tripling down on experience within the Helltide. So I truly believe Helltide is going to be the fastest way to get leveled up. But you'll also be able to go into dungeons in the Helltide as well, and they reward Grim Favors. So you're collecting a butt ton of experience within the Helltide, and then you're able to get the Grim Favors too while doing so, and then you can hand it in at the Tree of Whispers for even more experience. Huge. So guys, that's what I suggest you do from World Tiers 2, 3, and all the way into World Tier 4, is just grind the Helltide for now. As I said before, we do not know what the seasonal grind will be, so that might add more to the experience you gain. But, you know, in the Helltides itself, you're tripling down in experience, not only from flipping open the tortured mystery gifts, but you're also collecting the Grim Favor, which you can return at the Tree of Whispers, or the Whisper Tree. And then you also have the chance to do these nightmare dungeons, which have a lot of mobs in them and experience as well, for more Grim Favors. So you're tripling down on the amount of experience you can do. And it took me 6.5 hours to get to level 58 just doing that. I literally leveled from level 1 all the way to level 58, and I didn't use any of the codex powers or anything. I wanted to have an authentic grind. And again, I'll put a link at the end of this video to the live stream where I did that, so you guys can see the authentic grind I took. I didn't use any shortcuts or anything. I literally grinded from level 1 to 58 within 6.5 hours. And again, I will include that. And also, I went over more detail for what the Helltide has to offer in another video, which I'll also link at the end of this video. But guys, that's fun. I always like to have some sort of gameplay in my video and not have too many cuts. So I'm going to go into World Tier 4 with this build just to kind of showcase this build a little bit better. And guys, one thing I wanted to mention here before we go into some gameplay footage is also in World Tier 4, the pit opens up. Now, the mob levels start at level 100 once you start the pit, but I strongly believe this build, if they don't nerf it or they don't really change anything about this build, you're going to be able to go into this at like level 75, level 80 to face off against level 100 mobs. So this will also be a cool way to level, probably later after level 70 into the late game. Alright guys, here we are in the dopamine tunnels. It's my favorite place to showcase builds, so I'm going to try and get some cool clips together of the build itself, and hope you guys enjoy. So I'm going to pop Deep Freeze here. It's full screen now, Deep Freeze, which is amazing. Pop my teleport, ice armor, easy peasy. Oh, we got another pack coming up here. It's going to teleport in, drop my armor, get my barrier up, and I'm just going to drop Frost Orb. My Ice Blade's going out there. Boom. I really think that Ice Spike, the Ice Spike on my Ice Spike shenanigans is really doing a lot of work too. Boom, Deep Freeze. That's my favorite ability. Oh, we hit level 60. Cool. Okay, here we are again. Gonna drop our Frozen Orbs. Auto attack when our mana's low. Cool. Teleport. Teleport does a little bit of damage at the end of it. That's why I use teleport. It's really more so for getting out of combat. Alright, cool. Here we go. Deep freeze. I want to show this off. Look at that. And it burns our enemies, so that's so cool too. So we deal increased damage to them. Whoa. I just teleport through everybody there. That's crazy. Alright guys, here we go for some single target damage. World Tier 4. And just to let you know, I have all Sacreds on. This is World Tier 4. Here we go. Alright. Sorry if the sound kips out. My headphones are acting up. That's okay. Here we go. Deep freeze. I love this ability. Here we go. It's doing pretty decent. Like, so basically what I'm trying to get across is that you're going to be able to push into World Tier 4 at such a low level. Like, I hope they don't change anything. Like, I was able to do the capstone dungeon at level 58. It definitely was a butt clincher, but I made it out alive. Again, I'll include the live stream so you guys can see me do it. But yeah, this build is awesome, man. You're tanky, you do a lot of damage. It's definitely the opposite of what a glass cannon is. It's more just it's just a thick boy. Just a thick boy cannon. But anyways, this is a dope build. Hope you guys enjoy. This is the single target damage here. We're almost done here. Boom. Him with the deep freeze. Easy money. Alright guys, well that does it for my leveling guide advice in the Sorc Frozen Orb build. Now with that aside guys, I want to mention again, we do not know what the seasonal grind is going to be for Season 4, but we do have the Helltide as proof, and I hope this is what they keep in the game, because from World Tier 2, 3, and all the way into World Tier 4, I'm still enjoying myself just doing the Helltide. Tripling down in experience from getting Tortured Mystery Gifts all the way to doing the Nightmare Dungeons and getting the Grim Favor, and also doing the smaller objectives to get Cinders and a lot of experience. Also, I wanted to mention that the pit opens up in World Tier 4. So that's going to be a whole other grind and a whole other experience on its own once we get to World Tier 4. Guys, again, I'm looking forward to Season 4 when it comes out in May. I can't wait. I hope they don't delay it, but if they do, I understand. All I want to say is that the developers at Diablo 4 or whoever's ideas they are, you guys are doing great. Everything I've tried out so far has been a W, and this is the best state that the game's been in since launch. And guys, I want to say a big shout out to Eric and Yanks for helping me out with this build again, man. You guys really helped me put this build together. And don't worry about liking and subscribing, guys. If you simply enjoyed today's video or brought you any kind of value, that's all I could ask for. Thank you guys so much. Again, guys, I'm going to include a link. You're going to have both videos pop up on the screen right here about now, where you can go over the live stream where you see me level up the Sorc for 6.5 hours. And I'll also include the video where I go over the whole overview of the Helltide. Well, that does it for me, guys. I'm your boy Jajiro. Sign up for now.